A very good afternoon, everyone. Our topic is COVID 19 detection using CNN. We have built a machine learning model that predicts if a person has COVID 19 or not using the CT scan images. Firstly, we collected the datasets of the CT scans. Then, we processed those images. Next, we trained the model using TensorFlow. Then, we deployed the model into a web application. Then, we trained the model using the data given from the users. Our dataset is SARS-CoV-2 CT scan dataset, which we took from Kaggle. We took that dataset because it's a balanced one. For model training, we had two approaches, one using basic CNN and the other one using transfer learning. We defined our own convolutional neural network and trained it using our dataset. We saw that the performance of this from scratch model was drastically limited. In real-world applications, this can take days of training and millions of images to achieve high performance. It would be easier for us to download a generic pre-trained model and retrain it in our own dataset. This is what transfer learning entails. VGG16 is a convolutional neural network trained on a subset of the ImageNet dataset, a collection of over 14 million images belonging to 22,000 categories.
We trained a lot of pre-trained models like EfficientNet, ResNet, and VG16, and based on the accuracy and the loss, we decided that the VG16 performed well. So before going directly into the VG16 architecture, we now discuss about some of the important layers that are involved in the VG16, like convolution layers and the max pooling. So if we take a convolution layer, it only performs like it will run a filter through the input and performs dot product and gives the output. And if we take max pooling, it will perform the operation that selects the maximum element from the region of the future map covered by the filter. So these are some of the important layers that are involved in the VG16. So we now dive into the VG16 architecture. So we can now see that the input shape of the VG16 is 224 by 224 by 3. So it can also have a different shape, but in this project we use the same shape. And this is followed by two convolution layers and followed by the max pooling and a series of convolution layers. At the end, we all flat fully connected layer is added, and also a softmax is added. So since this project has been trained on a ImageNet dataset, it has 1,000 output. But since our project has only one output, we removed that output layer and added a new output. So that's the architecture of the VG16.
To use the models, we have developed it as an application where we can send the CT scan images to the API that we have generated, and it will give the result if it is positive or negative. And we made it as a complete product which was done using PHP and MySQL, basically a website which will interact with these APIs that are running in Flash. There are two APIs that are running. One is for prediction, another one is for training. I've already started these two servers. This is for the prediction API. The other one is for this one is for training, and these two are in different ports. So now let us go to the actual product. So the product has three views. One is for just predicting. So like if you have a CT scan and if you want to just check if it is COVID or not COVID. So I took a picture that is COVID positive from the internet, which is not from the database that I trained this with, and now it shows that it is COVID. Similarly, if I chose a COVID negative image, which I took it from another database, again it is showing non-COVID. Based on the experiences while we were creating this, almost 90 to 95% of the images that we uploaded showed the characteristics. So this is for just prediction, but actually what we did was we created a hospital login and patient login, which will be explained by Preeti.
Yeah, so in hospital login, we'll give the hospital ID, and after that we'll log in, and this will take us to this page. This page is for inserting the patient details. So we can add the patient name, phone number, address, test date, RT-PCR test, and also the CT scan image of the patient. And once we predict the predict the CT scan using our model. We'll get a preview as well as the predicted result as well as the percentage. And this is basically if we implement it in real-time world as a real-time application, then this insertion will be done by the hospital staff whose work is to insert patient details. So once we have added the patients, let's go back to the patient, the actual index page and give the patient details. Okay, as we can see, the doctor's result for this patient is actually waiting for confirmation. That is, we only showed you guys how to insert it, but as of now, the doctor has not updated the final result of the CT scan. So let's see what will happen after this. So once the patient details have been added, then there are 4 tables that are being shown in patient details. One is all patients, where the details of all the patients will be shown. Then the not verified section. This not verified section will contain the details of the patients who are yet to be verified by the doctor. So we have a view button where if the user presses the view button, then the doctor gets the CT scan of the patient as well as the details, and where they can update the result. So if it is a positive result or a negative result, and the score, and as well as the remarks that the doctor wants to give to a particular patient. So the score is basically for out of 25. This is basically to rate the complexity or severity of that patient facing. And another thing that I would like to add here is the doctor, whatever he updates, that will be entered in the positive section of the database. So as you can see, there's the latest data that have been added and also the negative. Now let us go back to the index page and check the doctor's result. Yeah, so as you can see, it has been confirmed that you are infected by COVID. So this is the login or doctor's page, hospital login, but we still have a lot to go. So you have to train images, whatever the doctor has updated. So let's go to the training.
In the train images section, we have the images that have been graded by the doctors, so that these images along with the doctor's result can be added to the dataset and the images can be trained. So the reason why we are doing this is already the prediction level is pretty high, but there are some cases where it gives wrong prediction, and to avoid this and to make the quality of the predictions better. So the thing is, this has only the ones that has been graded by the doctors, and the ones that have not yet been verified will not be updated. So once I click this button, it creates an API request to the train.py section. These images gets added to the dataset, and along with this, a set of images from the previous dataset gets added to these images. It starts the model training section along with all those images, and it runs a certain number of epochs. In this case, it is running 5 epochs. So the main idea behind this is that at the end of the day, the hospital will have some high amount of data, and they can upload all those images that have been graded by the doctor, and it will help in making the model better. So yeah, now we'll see how we can improve on the technologies that we've used.
So from now on, we are going to discuss about what are the improvements we can do about it. So one of the thing is cloud deployment. So we can deploy our web app and the 2 endpoints to the cloud like Azure, AWS, IBM, and so that every people can access. And the next improvement we can do is we can improve our binary classification problem into a segmentation problem. So instead of actually detecting whether a person is having COVID or not, we can detect the exact position where the COVID has spread. So this requires the use of GAN neural network. So this GAN neural network will require high computing power. So this is not feasible at our project.
We implemented the model using the available dataset in Kaggle. We learned a lot of new topics like machine learning, transfer learning, API integration, database management by doing this project. We can improve this now existing model to a more efficient model in the future. And we would like to thank Swarupini Akka for her guidance throughout our journey. And we would also like to thank our listeners to patiently listen to our demonstration and our presentation. And this is me, Preeti Krishnaveni, signing off on behalf of my teammates, Aksha, Pranav, and Vijay. Thank you.